Welcome to Black, Brown, and Beyond Exhausted. I'm so used to saying the refueling station, but this is my special series, live series, where we go a little bit deeper into burnout. So I want to welcome everyone who's with me today. Hi, Don. Thank you for joining. Hi, Style Struck by Nature. I know who you are. Thank you for joining. Thank everyone for joining me on yesterday, and thank you all for the comments. As you know, I'm not a live social media type of girl, but if I was going to do this business thing right, I had to embrace one part of it. And so my part, I may not post every day, I may not do TikToks and Reels, but at least I can do a good live stream. So thank you all for again joining, and thank you all for your comments. And I've had a couple that was, it was spot on, and that's what I really want to hear. And so yesterday, if you go back to my YouTube, please subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. I'm going to be doing consistent content there. But if you go to YouTube, Aaron R. Wheeler, PhD, and subscribe, you can see yesterday's live where I told my story about my journey with burnout. And so the gist of yesterday was just showing you how it can look, how it looked in my life, but also I wanted to show you what I've learned. I'm not saying that I'm perfect or anything like that, but I want to say make one point. We do get tired, right? We're human. We're supposed to, but the part of that I think we don't get is that we should not remain so tired, consistently tired, stressed out every day to the point where we are just depleted. We're human. We're supposed to recharge and re-energize day by day, but our lifestyles don't really help with that. So my story with burnout was just showing you how I was deep into it, early career. But along these last 5 to 10 years, I've learned how to recognize it quicker, snap out of it quicker, and I know how to set boundaries and reinforce them, which is so important. And so I want to dig a little bit in your life um, to really show how burnout looks in real life and how our daily routines, our daily rituals really do. Really do affect our health, our mindset in the long term, and even our success. We're not setting ourselves up for success. So, I want to read a little something um, ex- after I make sure my Facebook audience sees my live because Facebook always changes things on me. Um, but I want to paint this picture of how it looks. So starting from morning to night, please post in the comments if you do can relate to any of this, right? If it paints the mirror picture to your life. So I want there we go. Facebook should be seeing me now. Um, I want you to put in the comments. Let me know if you can relate. So every morning you drag yourself out of bed and dreading the day ahead. You're bone tired thanks to the work and the never ending nonstop meetings you had the day before. You have a report that was due a long time ago. You really did set time on your calendar to finish it, not rush and cram it all in, but you kept getting sucked into pointless meetings. No amount of sleep ever makes waking up any easier, and especially if you don't even get as much sleep as you need to, right? So once you kickstart your day with a lot of cups of coffee, it's a whirlwind of back-to-back meetings. You can't even put your purse or your bag down quick enough. You can't open your email quick enough until somebody runs in with a problem or just plain old nonsense, right? So the only it's about it's about 11 now, 11 or 12, and the only breaks you have had were bathroom trips, possibly popping painkillers for a pounding headache, and hurriedly, eating your lunch, whatever you can find. If you even had a chance to pack your lunch, um, thank you. You can relate. Even flight attendants have 3 days to recharge. So you don't even have time to eat. You don't have time to pee. You don't have like what you do have time for. It's get another cup of coffee just to get you through maybe three or four, right? Three, four, or five. Um, Coffee becomes your lifeline until the evening after work. There's more work because guess what? You've been in meetings all day. You got a ton of emails. That report is still calling your name. The grants are still calling your name. The projects are still calling your name. The deep focus work you never ever have a chance to do. And if you do, by the time you have some peace and quiet to yourself, you're really tired, right? Um, you've been wanting to go walking or hop on the Peloton that you purchased and never really get a chance to get on. And you promise yourself you're going to do it. Hey, at least I can do it. But then you're like, I just want to sit down. I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll do an hour tomorrow instead of 30 minutes. And at 30 minutes, I was supposed to do today, right? We just never get there. Your to-do list never ends. You feel this pull and tug to just get something out of the way. So you are still working by the time you get home. You're answering phone calls on the way, possibly checking your emails in the car. That's not safe. And you find yourself running on empty. You try to be there for your friends and family. Honestly, it's about, afternoon. You might have carpool. You might be in traffic. You just want to like listen to some music. You might ignore a couple of phone calls, a couple of FaceTimes. But you just don't want to talk to anybody, right? You've been overstimulated. You're just not feeling like yourself. So you really just leave everybody alone. It seems simple in the long run, but really, you just really start to isolate a little at a time. A text message take longer to do. You may not answer the phone calls right away, or you might have to rush off the phone with them, or you think about somebody you never have a chance to call. So you're isolating yourself away from your friends and family. You can't even enjoy your peace because your mind is racing with all the stuff you have to do, not just even work stuff, but home stuff, adulting stuff, bills, washing clothes, cooking, eating, finance stuff, all those things you're running through your head. And by the time you go to lay down, you still realize you have a headache, but you got to wind down from all the cups of coffee. So you might pour yourself a glass of wine, finally crash into bed. You kind of feel tired, kind of don't. Lay your head on your pillow, and it's about midnight until you can get to sleep, right? Anybody ever feel like that? You just can't wind down. And so you do this day after day, day after day, day after day, year after year, year after year. And then you just realize you start to feel used to being in pain and not yourself. You may be a little achy, a little tired, you're dragging. It feels normal. And then bam, reality hits you. You finally get to that doctor's appointment you've been canceling for a long time, or you finally actually schedule a doctor's appointment because that's never on your mind, or you can't find time on your calendar to fit in your annual appointments. And then you thought your health was fine, and you go to the doctor, draw a little blood, test your blood pressure, and all your numbers are out of whack. Your cholesterol is up, your blood pressure is up, your weight. You don't even want to look at the scale, right? Because it's not the weight that you were even a year ago, 2 years ago. And then your doctor hits you with, hey, Miss Wheeler, if you don't get this under control, we're gonna have to put you on some meds, right? So reality hits you. Your job feels toxic, your health is diving, your relationships are strained, you're fussing at your kids, you got attitude with your partner, you snapping on your staff, your team, you snapping on everybody that's there, you're just feeling negative. And then the dream that you had of a healthy, wealthy, free life is just buried under a mountain of stress. And you might see others living their life, which may be real and maybe not, but you just think this is nice. It must be nice for them to be able to do this. So here's the facts. The lifestyle of grinding and putting work before ourselves, and it could be, I'm speaking to entrepreneurs too. I've had a long talk with myself to make sure that this entrepreneurship life doesn't bring me down. But the lifestyle of grinding and putting work before yourself is literally killing us. We're suffering mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. On top of that, you're underpaid. And so here are the problems. These are the real facts that I want you to really, really, really think about. Before the pandemic, overwork alone was responsible for 28 million people a year. This is office work, this is white collar work, blue collar work, overwork, period. Just because we think we're behind screens and sitting behind a desk all day isn't that different from someone who's working in a factory or pipe fitting or scaffolding. It's the same, right? And so it kills 28 million, 2.8 million people a year die from overwork alone. 180% of people who suffer from burnout have a 180% increased risk of depressive disorders. 84% of people who work overwork or who are in consistent burnout have an 84% chance of increasing type 2 diabetes. 40% of people who are overworked have a 40% of people with burnout have an increased risk of hypertension. Additionally, and you feel this every day, you forget your keys, you forget this appointment, you forget this responsibility. Burnout can lead to short-term memory, attention, other mental processes. So you're fighting against yourself. You're trying to get this report or grant done. You're trying to focus in meetings. You're trying to actually be productive. But if you're burned out, your body can't do it. Your brain can't do it. So you're fighting against yourself. And on top of that, Black and brown professionals are underpaid by 25% or more. And that percentage is less than in the past, but it's still a big difference. And the thing that made it real for me, that I knew this, but until I read it, middle class educated Black people fare worse in health because they are exposed to increased opportunities of discrimination, especially microaggressions. So the little microaggressions here and there, they take us out. That's actually connected to having high blood pressure. Just the thoughts, the three thoughts that we have, like, am I crazy? Did she just say that? Did she mean to offend me? Am I just pulling the right? Like, all of those thoughts lead to day after day, conversation after conversation, lead to high blood pressure. And so this is the picture we paint. So we'll go into in the next part of how this actually goes, but how we cope with just trying to make it through the day is actually killing us. So if we actually stop and actually switch our mindset to say, okay, what can I do to put myself, my body, my mind in a better place? Your whole life will turn upside down and your health will be for the better. But we've been pre-programmed to just do the work. We don't think about our health. We don't think about this. We don't think about that. But the things that we're working for, if we're not careful, we're going to actually lose them. So the numbers of burnout, it doesn't lie, right? There's even more research that's being done. The crazy part is that this burnout has been researched since the late 1800s, early 1900s. It's been connected. Most of the literature, if not all of it, is connected to the American hustle and grind culture. So we've been pre-programmed to just go, go, go. It'll fall into place. You got to get this done. You got to get this done. You can't afford to take a break. Can't even afford to drink some water. Can't afford to take a day off. Can't afford to cut off your email. We feel like we can't do it. But we're trapped in a relentless cycle of work, health decline, and strain on relationships. What we're working for is going to be null and void because we're not going to have anything left once we get to the place where we think we need to be. So our relentless pursuit of success at the expense of our well-being is taking a heavy toll on our lives, and especially the lives of Black and brown folk, because we're already predispositioned for a lot of these chronic conditions, right? And so we have to take it easier on ourselves and do something different if we really want to have it all, the health and the wealth. Um, the numbers don't lie. Burnout is a health crisis. The World Health Organization just made it a actual actual crisis and have been bringing awareness to this. People are dying and dying younger. And we have not yet made the connections that it is um, connected to the lifestyle. So here's my call to action for this live. This doesn't have to be your reality. Am I saying I'm at 100% optimal health? No. I'm still have a little bit of pre-programming left to do, but I am not at where I was before. And if I had continued on, I hate to think where I would be mentally, right? I was already overachiever, already had anxiety, prone to depression. I don't know. I don't even want to picture where I would be. I wouldn't be sitting here. That's one thing. But I'm here as a messenger to say it's another way. It's another way. Is your life going to be all roses and walking through the tulips? No, but you're going to get more done without taking a toll on your body. You're going to have your life is going to be extended, and you're going to actually have a chance to do what matters most to you and have a fulfilling life, right? And so, climbing up the corporate ladder should not cost us everything. It should not cost us our health. It should not cost us our friends and family, nor our sanity, but it is. It's a lot of us burning out, leaving places where we should be making an impact too soon. So as I wrap up this session, I'm right under 20 minutes. As I wrap up this session, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Are you on a path that aligns with your well-being and your dreams, right? Are you do you feel like you are doing good by your own body and mind? And are you following the dreams that you wanted? Are you in fear? Are you stuck of doing what you actually want to do? Because here's the truth. If your life, we can't have work and life harmony if the work you're doing and the things you're doing outside of work don't align with what you need and what you want. And that's what's burning us out. That's what's burning us out. Anytime you're not in a place you're not supposed to be, you're doing stuff you're not supposed to do, it takes your energy and you're depleting yourself. So I want you to think about it. Are you on the path? So this series about getting you on the path. Once I was on a path in 2014 and I know exactly what I wanted my life to be and what I didn't want. And I wasn't afraid to say, no, I'm not going to subscribe to this. I was in a much better place mentally and emotionally. I knew what to say no to. Decisions about jobs were easy. I knew how to find a toxic workplace or workplace that could be good, but was not good for me. Everything started to fall in place, align. And so I was able to actually live a life where I had clarity. I wasn't confused. I wasn't stuck. I knew even when I got tired and it didn't work, I was like, okay, I know I don't want this, and this. I still don't want it. So I might as well just keep on track to do it. It is what I want. And so from there, I was able to restructure my life. And I'll tell you how that looks in the next session. But it was really all about where I put my money, my time, and my energy. I had to make some serious calls about relationships. I had to make some serious calls about my budget. I had to make serious calls about my life. But once I had that, at the end of the day, I may be a little tired, but all I needed was a little nap, some water, some exercise, some vitamin D. I know if I checked all of that out, I'll be good. But my mind was in the game, right? And so let's start by setting some boundaries. Once you thought if about your if your life was aligned to having a overall good well-being and you are on the path to following your dreams and you're actively pursuing what you want, let's start by setting some boundaries around that, protecting that. And it's the thoughts and the small actions. It's the Now let me have this cup of coffee, maybe try some water. Let me, leave at like what's gonna happen? Think what's gonna happen if I don't answer this email today and I answer it in 12 hours? What happens if I leave? Like, we're so scared of doing of not slowing down. I had a question from a workshop that said, what do you say to the people who say I can't afford to slow down? Life is more expensive and than anything, any check you have, right? And so if you don't slow down, your body's going to slow down. And then if you can't hack it and your body slow down and you're sick or you have to leave or FMLA at the worst, the company, they're just going to place you get the work done. So what was all of that for, right? So we have to put that in context of what are we doing this for, right? So start setting some boundaries, reevaluate your priorities, and remember that success is not about just professional financial achievements, but it's about holistic and fulfilling life. You want to make the money so you can spend more time with your family or care for your kids. You want to see your kids happy. You're making the money because you want to give back and leave a legacy. You're making the money for all of this, but at some point you got to say, is it all worth it? If you like a safe space to gain the clarity and support, so this is what I do for my clients. We go through every part. And it's usually the toughest part is saying, what do you really want to do? Is that what you really want to do? And they say, no, I really want X, Y, and Z. If I paint out the picture that I want for myself, not the things that I see on Instagram or Facebook or what we thought we needed. If I paint the picture, it may look like you just want a little cottage in the country with a few horses, right? That might be your piece. That might be your life. You saw somebody else may say, hey, I want a 10-room mansion. So all of my family can come stay with me and I can have room for, if that's your life, do it. If that's the other life, do it. At this point, I can actually be happy with a tiny house behind my parents' house. It hasn't happened yet. But if you need a safe space to gain some clarity and support to say, I really am not happy where I am. Professionally, I'm not happy. I'm not happy overall. I need some change. I need to get unstuck. I invite you to schedule a coaching session with me. A mini coaching session is free, 30 minutes. I promise you 30 minutes. We can help give you a little bit of clarity, at least enough to get you out of the funk and that place that you're in and give you a little hope of what's possible. So thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow is all about why we are burning out, and it's probably going to excuse me, probably going to surprise you because I'm going to go totally left with the why we're burning out. And it's not about a little bit of what we just talked about, but we're really getting into the root of why we think the way we do. Some of the times we're burning ourselves out. Sometimes it's the system, but we're going to get to the root of it all. Just to paint the picture of it's not just simply massages and bubble baths. That's what culture is subscribing now to cure burnout. But it is all about what we've been pre-programmed to do in the hustle culture that we've all been subscribed to. So thank you so much. I will be here back tomorrow if you missed part of this. The video will be posted soon on YouTube, or go back on my Facebook or Instagram feed to view. So thank you so much for joining me today, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.